Helen, it's coming down to the last couple weeks of the season, crunch time in the season. But before we talk about playoffs and what's ahead of us, let's look back at what was really one of the big wins of the year at Whitman on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it was a huge win. Came back from a double-digit deficit and just always felt like we had a chance in that game for whatever reason. And we just dug in on defense and then made big plays down the stretch. Callie Harwood came up with some big shots, and Casey McConnell hitting free throws, and just we did a great job of just sticking together and finding a way to dig in and win that game.
And then after a game like that, natural to potentially have a letdown, but to beat a Pacific team that was coming off of its own big win over Whitman.
Right, and that was probably the third thing I said in the locker room after we beat Whitman. We needed to really celebrate that and feel good about it and get ice cream for it. But then it was like, hey, don't have that win become meaningless if you don't take care of business. And then our conference this year, anybody can beat anybody. You just look at the scores and everybody's right there with each other, and so it makes it exciting. It makes it difficult to prepare and be ready to go. But Pacific playing really well. They had lost their point guard, so they'd had a couple little dips a few weeks ago, but now they figured out how to play with their new lineup. They've been very successful also.
And we have to talk about Casey and achieving 1,500 career points. What does a milestone like that say about a player?
I think just for her, it's consistency. She came in as a freshman and came off the bench on a very good team with a lot of players in her position, and found a way to score and give us things that we needed. And then she's just been really, really consistent, and improved every year and gotten better every year, and her scoring average has gone up. And just she's a great leader, and just the team looks up to her, and I think it's great that she doesn't like the accolades, she doesn't like to talk about them, but just that she's going to be recognized as one of the best players in our program is definitely deserved.
So this weekend coming up, final home weekend of the season, really, really big weekend, obviously, with George Fox coming in, and then an important game with Willamette on Saturday. But now we're talking about playoffs and seedings and place and all of that kind of stuff. Give us a preview of this coming weekend.
Yeah, George Fox, very good. Play good scoring both inside, outside, press, play some zone, play some man. Very, very athletic. Undefeated so far this year. We've had some close games, so hopefully we can just improve from what we didn't do well against them last time and find some ways to stop them offensively a little bit and just get after it. And then Willamette took Puget Sound down to the wire last week, and just they're playing really well and confident, and so we have to be prepared for them. And they're also balanced inside and outside, play differently, but also you have to defend in the paint and on the perimeter for both nights. And so excited about that, and like everybody's like, well, what do you have to do? And I'm like, all I know is let's just try to win all of our games, and then we'll just see what happens. There's so many things that you control and don't control for the playoffs, and so we're just focusing on trying to take care of our games and preparing our team to be successful in those, and then we'll just see what happens and plan for that when we get there.